Hey, 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 what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Gossip Tea channel. My name is Rita, and I am here. I know that I have been gone for quite a while. A lot of things has been going on. I think the last time I posted was in 2022, I believe. But a lot of things has happened, such as me getting a new job, that whole transition of getting a new job and also moving into a new house and things like that. So just a lot of things has been going on. Life has been lifing, but now I am back to the tea. So if you are into this Diddy tea, we will definitely be spilling and sipping on some Diddy tea. So I want to go over a couple of things regarding Diddy. Um, First, I just want to say that this is very disheartening. It's very traumatic. I feel like because I am an 80s baby, 90s kid, and so a lot of people are like me. We grew up listening to Diddy. We grew up listening to his music. He was somebody who we liked, who was had a lot of charisma. Just he seems like he was a really cool, silly guy. And just very, I want to say cocky, but excuse me, confident person who was just enjoyable. You know what I mean? We were just used to his antics and things like that. I mean, we just thought that it was just for television. Going back to making the band. On MTV. It was something that we watched. Him creating, Danity Kane, Day 26, the rap group that he created. I can't think of the name right now. But with Baps and Champa and, Frederick, Sarah, I can't think of the band name, but if you can remember the band name, put it in a comment. I'm having a brain fart right now because this is information overload regarding Diddy. I've been closely paying attention to the media about this whole Diddy scandal, and it really is just heartbreaking. It's really not hard to believe, but then at the same time, it's believable. You know what I mean? The math is definitely mathing. I feel like Hollywood is definitely highly weird and it's very devious. Um, there's a lot of things that goes on and goes down in the dark. But just like the saying, whatever happens in the dark eventually comes to light. Karma is very real. A lot of these powerful players in the entertainment industry, such as Diddy, who has power and money, money equates to power. And a lot of times, these people who are such big time influencers, they abuse their power. And I think this is definitely the situation with Diddy. So let's get down into it. So, first and foremost, Cassie, she was a longtime girlfriend of Diddy for years. They were together probably for about 7 years, approximately. But I don't know the exact timeline, you guys, but they were together for a long time. And I remember myself always questioning, when Cassie started dating Diddy, because Cassie is around my age. Okay. And I remember back in, it hasn't been like 2007, 2008 when they started dating and, being seen on, social media. I was really kind of confused. I remember I was saying, well, she's way younger than him. Like he's way older than her. And I just felt a little, it was just a very kind of like, ugh, type of feeling. Like, why is he dating somebody so young? And what does she want with somebody that's way older than her? But I figured, you know, money probably was involved. She probably felt Diddy was a come up. This is my mentality back then, back in when they first started dating. I know Cassie was an up and coming artist. She had her hit singles out. Um, what was that song called? Me and You or something like that. Long ways to go, and she had some hits. So I was like, she's an up and coming artist. She's definitely Diddy's type. She's like, she looks like a model. She is a model. Kind of like Kim Porter ish. Kim Porter is a model, was a model. Beautiful, pretty. Um, so that's definitely Diddy's type. Even going back to Jennifer Lopez, he loves the pretty girls. Um, so my whole thing is, I just felt like it was very, you know, it, they didn't really go together to me. Like they didn't really make a good couple. It just seems very, weird to me. I don't know. But anyway, we just let bygones be bygones, right? And we accepted it. I mean, we had no choice, but I mean, we just accepted it and moved on like they were a couple. Um, but every time I saw them, I just felt there was this energy that was off. And that is what I'm trying to say. Like the energy was just off for me. It was just like, is this a business couple? Is it just for business, for publicity? It just didn't seem genuine. But then again, we ignore our feelings and we put the blinders on and we keep it moving because it's not our personal life. It's not our personal business. So, but I remember always seeing them and I felt that. So going back to Cassie with her lawsuit and Diddy paying her out $30 million. I knew immediately. I was like, no, there's something to this. There is something to this. Um, why is he paying her 30 million? Like, if you're innocent and you didn't do anything and she doesn't have anything on you, why not take it to court? Why are you settling to pay her $30 million? What are you paying $30 million for? And then he still tried to claim his innocence and say, he didn't do anything. These are lies. He was trying to say that he was this innocent man and he didn't do anything. But like I say, the math wasn't mathing because you still paid her out this hefty amount of $30 million. I don't care what anybody says. If you're paying somebody that big amount of money, they have something on you. They have some tea on you. And he didn't want it to get bigger. He wanted to let the fire out. Okay. There was a lot of smoke, a lot of fires that he's trying to burn out. And that was definitely, he knew that fire he had to burn out. And he paid and coughed up $30 million. Excuse me. So I knew something was wrong there. Let me know in the comments if you felt the same way. Did you feel like if you paying her 30 million, is there something more to this that you didn't want to get out? Because a lot of times these heavy players, that's what they do. They try to, cover up everything. They try to sweep things under the rug by paying money, you know. Um, they think that paying things off and paying those coins can get them out of things. But in this case, he thought wrong because it didn't. Cassie came out with she came out with, but it didn't stop there. More people started coming out. More fires started to come out, which has just been a great scandal. This is one of the biggest scandals for the millennials out there. This has to be one of the biggest scandals. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this has to be one of the biggest scandals has being a millennial. Okay. If I'm wrong, put it down in the comments. But I think this is one of the biggest scandals for millennials. So that came out, and then more things started coming out. I think actually even before Cassie, it was TD Jakes that had came out, and people were like split. They didn't think, TD Jakes is a very well known pastor in the gospel world, in the Christian community. He's respected. He's very influential. He's been around for years. And no one would think that, TD Jakes would be involved in these type of activities. There was a lot of people who had different opinions. There's pictures with TD Jakes and Diddy, and people were just kind of confused as to why, this pastor, um, this God-fearing pastor who's huge in the Christian community in church, what do you have in common with Diddy? I remember I felt that same way. Like, what do you have in common with him? Why are you guys hanging out? What do you guys have in common? Why are you hanging out anywhere? You know, Diddy to me is far from Christian, like in any type of way. He's a party boy. He's wild. He's crazy. He's very out there. He does not give me godly in any type of way. So a lot of people felt like me. We didn't understand why these two were hanging out. Not to say that TD Jakes were involved in these things, because we really don't know. But you can never say never, right? You just can't, you just don't know. Like, there's a lot going on. But I truly want to know, what is the connection? And I feel like a lot of things are going to come out. Since Diddy is locked up, like the animal monster that he deserves to be locked up. Let's put that out there. He deserves it. Um, Everybody is not lying on Diddy. Cassie, the video that came out of him dragging her in the hotel room was crazy. That was insane. And it was like traumatic for us as the viewers to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's traumatic. It's like, this is real. We had our suspicions and things like that. And a lot of times, a lot of us believed it. But to see it is a completely different game. Like, that's a game changer. And then Diddy paid off the hotel to not release it. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these heavy hitters, these powerful people in the industry, entertainment industry, they feel like they can pay off everything. They feel like money can get them out of situations. But they raided his house, and that's how I believe that they retrieved this video. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there's so many different aspects to this story, to this scandal. There's so many different stories. There's so many different twists and turns. It gets a little, mixed up because there's so much information being thrown at us on a daily and trying to retrieve this information. But I believe that's how they got the video, was when they raided his home. Okay, so they showed it to us, and a lot of people, some people didn't even believe Cassie. Some people were just like, because some people are just so brainwashed by celebrities and their power, right? But it all comes back down to money, and not only money. I won't say it's only money. It's a lot of it is because of their influential power, because of how they make us feel when we listen to their music. We like them as people. You know what I mean? We like their brand and how they brand themselves. And these are people who we've been looking up to and, for years, And not only, you may not look up to them, but a lot of times we do look up to them, but people who we respect, people who we've respected for years. So it's just very, like, devastating for all this to come out on someone who is definitely a big name in the industry, such as Diddy. But Cassie, it started off with TD Jakes, but that kind of simmered down a little bit. But then when she came out with this, and then the video released, yeah, it's just very, just wild. And to see him drag her, throw things at her, like he was such in a rage. Like, why are you so angry? Why are you so hateful? Like, why are you raging? What is going on? I don't care what the situation was. Some people say because she was going through his phone and she had, you know, saw him some text messages or something. I don't know the exact story because there's different stories, but to me, that does not justify what he did in the video. I think this is Diddy saying this, allegedly. Diddy is saying this, that she was going through his phone and da 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 da. There's no justification. I mean, his attorneys are speaking for him. You know, they're doing their jobs, but there's no justification. There's no justification for what he did to Cassie in that video, and he's done worse. So going from Cassie to Don Richards from Danity Kane, I read her lawsuit, and with her lawsuit, I was just on the floor. On the floor. She has stated in her lawsuit that, you know, when she was making the band, that they didn't get any sleep, they could barely eat. Diddy just wanted them working, 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 and they weren't even getting paid. They didn't even get paid for those tours. Don is suing Diddy for, I mean, she's suing him for millions of dollars for unpaid wages. After all that touring, you know, touring is not easy. That's a lot of wear and tear on your body. It's a lot of, you know, emotional, mental stress. It's a lot that goes into touring for a person. And you're not getting paid. You're not getting paid. To me, that is crazy. So none of them were getting paid. You know, it's a thing that people want for fame, and they have hope that they will get paid and people would do the right thing. But based off of Don's lawsuit, they never got paid for their hard work and the torture that they went through on making the band. Now, making the band, like I said before, it was something that was entertaining. We watched it, but we knew it was wild and crazy. But we just thought, you know, it was just for ratings. Like, we didn't know that these girls were really going through it. Okay, we didn't really know that they were really going through torture. They couldn't eat. They couldn't sleep. Dawn said she had to sit up, literally sit up sleeping in a chair because Diddy would come in at any time and want them to, you know, get up and rehearse. She literally said she normalized sleeping upright in a chair. Like, that's crazy. She also said so many things. She said she witnessed, this is all in her lawsuit. She witnessed Cassie being abused in public. Diddy would just upright abuse her in public in front of many people, celebrities, powerful players. And she mentioned that he had punched her in the stomach or something he did to her stomach. He punched her, hit her, or whatever. It's all in the lawsuit. And Usher and Neo were present. She made a point to mention that in her lawsuit, that those two were present. And it just makes me feel like there's a lot of people that are involved in this. And I feel like there are also people who were scared of Diddy. They were scared of him. And then there's people who just didn't care. Okay? So it's really messed up. It's really messed up. Also, Don mentioned that Diddy would call her name. She said he would call them hoes and bitches. I was like, oh my gosh, that's how he addressed them. Not by their names, but like they're like he's their pimp. Like, to me, that's crazy what people would go through just to be famous. That is crazy because it couldn't be me. I would have to leave, get out of there some type of way, but then people are scared of him. They're scared of him. Don said that he also called her names, you know, insinuated that she was ugly. He said, well, what are we going to do about this face? This is all in her lawsuit, you guys. I'm not pulling this out of a hat. This is in her lawsuit. What are we going to do with this face? Insinuating that she's ugly. And to me, Diddy has some nerve to call anybody out on their looks. And Dawn is a beautiful girl. Okay? What do you mean? Where is she ugly at? Diddy? And Diddy has no rights to call anybody out on their looks. What? You have no rights, sir. You have no rights. Okay? He has no respect for women, no respect for females. So I can only imagine how he treats his mother. I can only imagine how he treats his mother. And not to say that his mother is an innocent party. I'm pretty sure she's probably scared of him too. But I don't think that Miss Janice Combs is an innocent party. Oh no. I'm pretty sure she's probably covered up for Diddy so many times and try to help him clean up his messes. Because to me, that's what it gives. Even though he probably disrespects her and mistreats her, you can't tell me that he respects his mother if he doesn't respect women. Come on now. He doesn't respect women. You don't hear about him beating up men or calling men out their names or any of that. Most of his victims, his alleged victims, besides Cassie, are women. That is the common denominator here. You don't see men really coming out saying anything. But I do believe this. I believe that the men, because Don put in her lawsuit that Diddy constantly said and threatened, oh, you'll come up missing, or do you want to die today? You know, things like that, just threatening remarks, comments, all the time. If you read the lawsuit, he said these things repeatedly. It was like a broken record. I make people go missing. Do you want to die? You know, and then being really aggressive. And she said she was scared for her safety. She mentioned that a few times in her lawsuit. So I believe the men were scared of him too. I don't think he was as physically abusive with the men. I think that, but he definitely still dealt with them, if you know what I mean. He dealt with them. He didn't like beat them up or drag them like he did Cassie. This is all my opinion. This is all alleged. But he probably did other things. People are scared of this man. They are scared of him. But whatever happens in the dark always comes to light. See? It always comes back around. He's been doing this allegedly for years. For years. But it always comes back to haunt you. I don't care if you're 100 years old. Things will come out. You don't get away with dirt. You don't retire doing bad things in life and it not coming back to haunt you. Okay? I feel like Diddy has a lot to do with a lot of the craziness that goes on in the industry. So that's my thoughts on Don Richards. Also, she mentioned in the lawsuit, before I move on, because I'm going to be putting out plenty of more videos regarding this. And I want to know your guys' thoughts too. So please comment below, like, tap that thumbs up, subscribe. Let's get us to 30 people, 30 subscribers, baby steps. And share this live, share, and comment, please. I want to know your thoughts. I have to vent to you guys, my tea sippers, because this is a lot to digest. Also, Don Richard, she mentioned in her lawsuit that she had went to the studio with Diddy. He had got mad at her. I think it was regarding Cassie, because she tried her and with the girl's name in Dirty Money was her name. It begins with a K, Kalina or something like that. It begins with a K. I want to say Kalani, but it's not Kalani. I think it's Kalina. I think it begins with a K. You guys know who I'm talking about. She was in the group with Don, with Diddy, Dirty Money, whatever. Anyway, Diddy had got wind that Don and the other girl, Kalina, I believe, tried to help Cassie and tried to tell her that, you need to leave him. You need to leave him alone. You need to get away, because they witnessed him allegedly, abusing her. And then Diddy heard about it, and Diddy, he had greeted them with flowers. He greeted Don and Kalina with flowers. And then all hell broke loose after that. It's all in the lawsuit. It was like, he was kind of like, oh, here go the flowers. But then he kind of like threw the flowers in their faces, pretty much. Kind of like, well, here go the flowers, but I heard what you did. This is what you did. And then Don said that he was like threatening her. And then it was something like, she thought that he was about to hit her, or he was about to hit her or something. You have to read the lawsuit because there's so much information. And then somehow she ended up, and the bodyguard ended up taking her to a car, like an SUV or something, one of their, luxury vehicles, all tinted windows, no one could see in, and they locked her in there and she couldn't get out. When I read that part specifically, I felt immediate anxiety, because I can't imagine being in a car. And she said it was in the winter time. It was cold outside. I can't imagine being in a car. No one can see me. I can't get out. No one can hear me. I'm just in this car, locked in, not knowing what's going to happen. That is terrifying. It's terrifying. I can't imagine that. And then she said eventually, somehow she called her father. Her father was a few hours away from her, and he came down. Even her father was scared, even when he came down, because he felt threatened. This is all in her lawsuit. So it's just crazy. You just never know what people are going through. You never know what is really going on behind the scenes. We look at these celebrities and we're entertained and things like that, but we never know what is going on behind the curtains. Who would have ever thought? Like, I was looking at some performances of that group, Diddy Dirty Money. I was just like, it's so unbelievable to think that behind the scenes that was going down. Looking at Danity Kane performances and things like that, no one knew that what they were really going through. We thought that, like I said, making the band was just for entertainment purposes. Just like when Diddy made that one group walk to get cheesecake, miles to get cheesecake. It was just like, we thought it was just for TV, But now looking back, now that was years ago. You can never pull that stuff off now because we're in a different time, a different era. You can never just do that on TV now because people will call ABUSC real quick. You know, we're sensitive to a lot of things now. You can't pull that stuff off now. You cannot. Okay. So we thought of it, we looked at it like, oh, it's just TV. No, this was real. He is really crazy. Okay. If you guys ever seen that show Ruthless on BET, comment down below if you've seen Ruthless. It's kind of it's about a cult. It's a Tyler Perry production. It's about a cult, and the cult leader is called the Highest. There's a lot of similarities. A lot of similarities, and it also makes you think between the Highest and Diddy. You know, there's a lot of similarities to me of people who are cult leaders or people who have something going on similar to a cult. Okay. There's a lot of similarities. And it makes me think, even watching these shows, it makes me think like they know way more than what they're putting out, but they're putting out what they know. You know, they're putting out what they know, but not exactly, they're not giving us everything, but they're putting out what they know. And a lot of this stuff really goes down just in maybe different ways, but it goes down. Like, it's crazy. Just like the movie Get Out. It may not exactly go down that way, but a lot of that stuff goes down. So it's just crazy out here. So moving on from that, what I want to speak on next is Careesha from City Girls. I want to know what you guys think about her. She says that she didn't experience what Cassie and allegedly Kim Porter experienced with Diddy, or a lot of the female victims. She's saying that she didn't experience any of that. Do you guys believe her that she didn't experience anything? Or do you think that maybe Diddy didn't do that with her, but it had to have been something? Maybe he didn't physically abuse her, but it probably was something. Okay, because if that's in you to do that for so many years, allegedly, it's going to come out some type of way. Whether he didn't do it directly to her, but I'm pretty sure she's seen things that were a little off. I'm pretty sure she's seen a side of him because it's in you. You're not just going to turn it off. You know what I mean? And I thought their relationship was weird too. I'm like, why? But this is before all the allegations came out against Diddy. I was like, why is he going with Careesha from City Girls? I was just really confused by that. I felt like that was a publicity for publicity as well. Because then he came out with the album not too long after he started dating Careesha. And maybe I felt like maybe he wanted to make a little noise, get a little attention. Because, you know, that's how celebrities do sometimes. So I was like, I don't believe that's a real relationship. Like I said, the same thing goes back to Cassie. It didn't seem genuine. And why you keep dating these young girls? Get somebody your own age. That's another red flag, by the way. Why you don't date somebody your own age? The only one that he dated, Jennifer Lopez and Kim Porter, they were, you know, his age, around his age or whatever. But why you go for Cassie and you go for Careesha? It's so weird to me. It's so weird. It's so weird. And then with Careesha, I don't know. It just seems very, and city girls are all about, their music a lot of times is about, gold digging, getting men for their money, dating rich guys. That's their music. So to me, back before the allegations, it was like Careesha, I felt like she had came up. I was like, oh, she hit a bag. She hit a bag. Like she's in her bag with Diddy because Diddy is, he's a billionaire. But with Diddy, I felt like it was a business thing for him, to get some clout or to stay relevant. So to market his album, to get attention. But do you think that Diddy maybe, I just don't believe it. I'm asking you guys, do you feel like she didn't experience anything at all? I don't believe that whatsoever. She's seen things go down. I believe that she did. He may not have physically abused her or anything like that, but there's something to something. I don't believe that it was just a straight, clean relationship either. Because, like I said, he's been doing this for years, allegedly. She's definitely seen and heard some things, and probably directly or indirectly or to other people or something. Careesha is not innocent, okay? And her relationship with Diddy is not innocent, and that's what I believe. Careesha doesn't even give me that she's gonna tell you the full truth. She's all about saving herself, saving her face. Because at the end of the day, she's still an artist and she still wants to sell records. Okay. So, but she gives me, just even from her music standpoint, City Girls, JT, I'm not putting JT in this, but I'm just saying, like with Careesha, she doesn't give me genuine vibes at all. At all. Like, for me, if Careesha was I couldn't be friends with somebody like Careesha because it's like, do you genuinely care for me? Do you really have my back? She just doesn't, she gives me, I don't know. She's somebody who you don't take seriously. Okay. Um, do I think Careesha is going to go down in this whole Diddy scandal? I don't know. I think she's protected, honestly. I think she's protected. I think that, like I said, she's seen things, she's heard things. She's not going to say any of these things. Once again, I feel like she may be fearing Diddy too. You know what I mean? She could be the. Now, listen, this may sound wild, but what if Diddy dated Careesha just because he knew some things were about to come out and Careesha was a cover up? Well, she didn't experience any of these things with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure Cassie didn't just come out with that lawsuit and Diddy didn't know anything about it. It's probably been brewing for years. So maybe Careesha could have been a cover up. And Careesha's definitely saying, oh, I didn't experience these things with Diddy. That wasn't my experience, and da 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 da. So it could have just been, like I said, to me, that relationship was not genuine. It was very weird to me. And also, he dated Lori Harvey, another young buck, way younger than him. You know what I mean? There's something to something. Something is going on in these Hollywood streets. Okay? But there's definitely something going on in Diddy land. So it's getting crazy. But I do feel like Careesha is not going to go down. I don't feel like she's going to go to jail or anything like that. Because I feel like she probably did some things, allegedly, but I feel like she's protected. That's all I can say. That's how I feel. I don't feel like she's going to go down for anything. Allegedly, they said that she had something to do with the pink cocaine or whatever. what is it, pink cocaine. All this, I mean, all of it is crazy. I'm trying to censor myself. It's just wild and crazy. But I feel like she's not going to go down or anything like that. Moving on to Diddy's kids, Quincy, Christian, Justin, and the twins. I don't know the twins' names like that. You can put the twins' name below. But I don't know their names like that. I don't. It is what it is. What do you guys feel about his kids? How do you guys feel? Do you feel like Quincy? Now, Quincy is not his biological child. That's I'll be sure son. But Quincy has made it known that Diddy is his father, whether it's blood connected or not. Justin, they say Justin is his Diddy's child, but then there's rumors stating Justin allegedly has another father. But we know Diddy for being his dad. Okay, so Christian is definitely Diddy's twin. And then there's the twins. And I believe he has another daughter too that's close in age with the twins. He has kids. He has a lot of kids. I remember when he was with Careesha, he had got somebody pregnant on Careesha, and Careesha still stayed with him. It's very weird. Like, why are you staying with him if he got somebody else pregnant on you, and if this is a real relationship? Okay. I digress with that situation. And then also going back to the BET Awards, remember when Diddy like shouted out Cassie and Careesha was in the audience? Weird. That's why I say I feel like Diddy knew this was brewing, and prior to even getting with Careesha. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But going back to his kids, they say there's a lawsuit against Christian as well. With they were on some yacht, and this girl, she's accusing Christian of SA and some other things. So it's horrible because, they all live with their father. And they seen Diddy's alleged actions and how he moves. And he's put that, out there, put that juju on his kids. The kids feel like, he's the model for whatever behaviors allegedly that they're doing. Okay. It's learned behaviors. I'm not saying it doesn't make it right whatsoever, but it's learned behaviors. So whatever they saw their father doing, they think it's okay, allegedly. So I just feel his kids, I don't know what's going to happen with the Christian situation with his lawsuits. Hopefully he doesn't end up with his daddy in jail. But I mean, you got to do, if you did the crime, you got to do the time, right? But that'd be just really sad. Like, this family is just going down, they're crumbling. Justin, I remember when Winter from Bad Girls, she had came out and said that she was forced to have an abortion. And now I'm hearing another story that's going on social media stating that Careesha has something to do with somebody's abortion. Something about Careesha is another forced abortion with someone else. I don't know the full story, but when I get the full tea, we'll talk about it. Okay. I don't really like to talk about things I don't really know the full story on. But I remember Winter did say that, and she was pregnant allegedly by Justin. Okay. So it's just really crazy. I don't know what's going to go down with the girls. I mean, their mom, rest her soul. I feel like Kim Porter knew a lot, and Diddy put her through a lot, I'm pretty sure. I just don't know why Kim Porter kept going back to him. I don't know. Like, did you really love him or were you scared of him? Or, I mean, she had the twins after Christian, and then Diddy has another little girl. They're like around the same age as the girls, the twins. So it's just really just crazy to me. So I don't know. I just feel bad for the twins, if anything, because they're younger. Like, how do they feel about this? Their mom, rest her soul, and then their daddy now in jail. He may be going to prison for life. It's just very sad. Quincy, Quincy's the oldest. Quincy is the oldest. Um, I feel like Quincy. I really don't want to say it, but this is how I feel. The energy I get from Quincy is that he's not really a part of a lot of the scandals. In the lawsuits, you don't really hear about Quincy being involved in a lot of um, the alleged activities that went down at the, Diddy's parties, the freak offs. You don't have anybody really having any lawsuits against Quincy or anything like that. So I think maybe Quincy probably is the one who's more does his own thing. But I do feel like he's trying to be the head of the family now since Diddy is down and in jail. I feel like he's trying to take, that leadership role and being the man of the family right now and keeping things together. But I feel like Quincy wasn't really involved like that because I'm not hearing it, not yet anyway, and I hope not. Um, but if anything, Quincy needs to get his brothers together so that they don't go down the rabbit hole with their dad. Like, he needs to really try to help them clean up their acts because if this is all true, it's embedded in them. It's in their blood. It's in their DNA. But like I said, it's a learned behavior too. So he has to help them clean up their acts, if anything. And he can only have so much control because it depends on how far gone they are. And kids are very easily um, influenced. So, and brainwashed and things like that. Dealing with brainwashed individuals that's a whole task in itself. So Quincy has something on his hands if Diddy really goes down and trying to keep his family together. And I'm pretty sure it's very heavy on him. It's a lot of weight on him. I don't care how good he looks walking the streets. I don't care how relaxed he looks. He's not relaxed. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of anxiety, stress, a lot of things going on in that household. Okay. So I don't care how they try to want us to view them as or how they try to portray themselves. No. Mm-mm. I don't believe none of it. I know Quincy is probably going through it. And he's probably tried to, be the good guy and try to take his brothers under his wings. But like I said, brainwashing is real. And when you see your parent doing things like that, sometimes, you get brainwashed or you think that's the right way to live. It's a lifestyle, so, and they've been getting away with it for years. So yeah, how do you guys feel about the kids? Or do you guys feel like Quincy is not so innocent either? How do you guys feel about that? I'm going to do a separate video on Kim Porter. That's a whole video in itself about Kim Porter. But I feel like Kim Porter definitely knew a lot of things. They say allegedly that she was going to come out with a book about Diddy. Um, and some things were about to go down. There is some type of book that's going viral online, but we don't know if that's really authorized by Kim Porter. You know, if it was from her personal diary. We don't know. But a lot of people are saying that it is not true. They're saying that the book is not from Kim Porter. It's not by Kim Porter. But they're still investigating it. But I know Kim Porter probably, she feels bad for her kids. I mean, she's not here to protect them or take them under her wing, you know, and save them and things like that. I'm pretty sure she's so disappointed in a lot of this. Just feel bad for her. And I feel like she's covered a lot of things too with Diddy. Like, I feel like she's tried to be there for Diddy. She's tried to, you know, do a lot of things to keep the family together. You know, but I'm pretty sure Diddy has disrespected her time and time again. And done a lot of things to her that has hurt her and things like that. And it was just out of her control. But I'm pretty sure she really tried to, you know, help her boys, especially. I will be doing a video about Justin Bieber. I feel like Justin Bieber, his name keeps going around. I feel like with him, he knows a lot too. He spent 48 hours with Diddy because he was under Usher. Usher was like his mentor or something like that. He discovered Justin Bieber, and he spent 48 hours with Diddy. And a lot of people are saying that allegedly that Diddy abused Justin, and Justin seen a lot of things go down, violated allegedly. Probably has a lot to do with the trauma that he has now. Justin clearly gives that he's going through something. I just hope that he be okay through all this. I don't believe that Justin will speak on it. I feel like he doesn't want any parts. But if he is a victim, hopefully he does speak. But like I said, I feel like a lot of people don't want any parts, or some people don't want any parts. And they're also probably still, you know, fearful. Usher, I don't know what to think. I feel like they said Usher stayed with Diddy when he was younger too. See, what's going on with the parents? Like, why would you just leave your kid and just put your kids in somebody else's care and you're not there? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. They say Usher was with Diddy as well when he was younger, and he's probably allegedly witnessed a lot of things. I mean, Usher did insinuate in a Howard Stern interview that things were a little wild and crazy when he was with Diddy, but he did not specify. So what was wild and crazy? I figure it probably allegedly was those parties that he saw, those freak offs, allegedly. I'll do another video on them. Like I said, I'll be doing a couple of videos. I don't want to make this video too long, but also the freak offs, the baby oil, the DDs. You got to read between the lines because I can't say that on YouTube. But the DDs, for me, those white parties were probably allegedly, you know, cocaine parties, you know, white parties. You know, it's just a code word for that, allegedly, you guys. But I feel like some celebrities saying, well, I didn't experience that. Like Marlon Wayans came out and said, well, I left out. Maybe it happened after I left, but I didn't experience that. They have to realize that, and I've also been watching many people videos, they have to realize that Diddy had a huge house and he had different areas for different things. Some people couldn't even gain access to certain areas of the home. So, like for example, Marlon Wayans, you probably weren't in that group. You probably didn't have access to that part of the house. You don't know what was going on. The house is huge, it's massive. So you can't say, oh, I didn't experience. You don't know what was going on. You don't know what you were involved in. None of these celebrities do. And a lot of celebrities went to his parties. Diddy has pictures with everybody. Everybody. And you don't know what you were a part of. You don't know what was going on. So people can keep that noise talking about, oh, it didn't happen when I was there. Kendra Wilkinson from Girls Next Door. She's saying, well, I didn't experience that. You need to keep your mouth closed because you don't know what you experienced. You don't know what you were a part of. You may not have seen it firsthand in front of you, but you don't know what other people experience, especially these alleged victims. Okay? You don't know what was going on in that house. Like I said, the house is huge. Are you all over the house? No, you're not. Diddy had different, allegedly, this is what I heard, he had different sections of his house for different things. Okay? So it's really crazy and it's sick. You know, the baby oil and all that stuff. Like, why do you have so many baby oils? And this is the thing, too. Diddy is not sitting in jail because he's a freak, alleged freak. Okay? He's not sitting in jail because of that. Let's make that very clear. Let's make that very known. He's not sitting in jail because he's a alleged freak. There's a lot of freaks out here. There's a lot of people who do freaky things, but they do it with consenting adults. Okay? Consenting adults. They're not paying them. They're not, SEX workers or anything like that. Okay? These are consenting adults. Why can't you, if you're going to be a freak, right? Why not do it with consenting adults? Why do you have to get into the scheme of things of having SEX workers and money's involved and trafficking allegedly is involved and all this stuff and drugs and things like that? SEX, drugs, and money is pretty much what this is. He's not sitting in jail because he's this big freak, alleged freak, okay? It's not. Sitting in jail because he's caught up in some criminal alleged activities. Okay? So there's a lot of, I want to get into, I'll make more videos about celebrities and Diddy, who's next on the docket. I definitely feel like there's a lot of people who are going down with Diddy. It's going down. Like, for example, Diddy is in jail, so he may even get a plea deal so that he doesn't have to do, if he gets charged for these charges and he gets sentenced or whatever, prior to sentencing, they may even offer him a plea deal. And you know what happens in plea deals? People start snitching. And Diddy definitely gives me the vibes that he is going to run his mouth, like he's going to snitch. He's not going to be Little Kim and not snitch and go down for anybody. Okay? He's definitely going to reveal some things. You got to think about, this person is a billionaire sitting in jail who comes from this luxury lifestyle, eating the best food, visiting and traveling the most beautiful places in the world, some places that we will never see. Okay, he's reached heights in his career. I mean, all this money, you have to think that Diddy is not just going to sit in jail. If he's offered a plea, he's taking it. He's taking it. I don't think he will even think twice about it, because if this is all true, I have to keep saying alleged because we don't know. He hasn't been sentenced yet. He has not been found guilty. Okay. So we have to say alleged, but he's definitely going to take the plea deal and he's going to take people with him. He did not do these activities by himself. He didn't. You got to think, all these things that is going on, all these scandals, he didn't do this by himself. He had people with him. And I'm pretty sure there's people who are shaking in their boots right now and they can't even sleep at night. Probably can't even eat Because they know that they're coming up next. They know they're squirming. Okay, they're not comfortable. Okay, because Diddy definitely gives those vibes. He's not going down by himself. He's not. And has he should not. And has he should not. He's not the only one in his circle, or he's not doing it by himself. He has plenty of people in his circle that has helped him do these type of behaviors. Okay? He's not. And Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, you can't tell me that's not coincidental. It's not. It's not coincidental. Diddy's in jail. He's locked up. He's the mayor that gave Diddy the key to the city and took it back from him because he had to. He didn't want to, but he had to for the looks of it. And I'm pretty sure there is something correlated here, allegedly. He didn't go down. He had all this time to get Eric Adams. All this time. But when Diddy goes to jail, Eric Adams gets an indictment. What? Come on now. You can't tell me. I think it's correlated. There's something to something here. They could have been got Eric Adams. You're getting him now when Diddy's in jail? After he took the key back from Diddy? Now, maybe this was brewing too. Maybe they were, investigating Diddy and Eric Adams together. And maybe they said, hey, we got Diddy, boom, boom, boom. Now next is Eric. I mean, they're sweeping up in the streets, in Hollywood streets. Okay, they're sweeping up. But I just feel like it's correlated. I do. I could be wrong, but I feel like it is. Tell me how you feel in the comments. But I feel like there's a lot of celebrities on that docket that's coming up. There's a lot of celebrities who are really quiet. You don't really see too many blue marks on Instagram in the comments commenting on this situation. Because a lot of them were involved and a lot of them were at these parties, these freak-offs. And they don't want to get exposed. And they're afraid of getting exposed, but you're going to get exposed. Because Diddy is not... I believe he's going to run with that plea deal if he's giving it, especially if he's found guilty. But they say Jay-Z is next for 2025, 2026. Jay-Z is next on the docket. They say Jay-Z's been really quiet. He has been eerily quiet. You haven't really seen him say anything. Last time we heard from him was at the Grammys when he stood up, saying that Beyonce needs to get Album of the Year. Like how they're snubbing her, making some type of, insinuation that she was getting snubbed. I'm like, who are you to get up there and say anything? That's how I feel. That's why I feel that people that are powerful, they think that they're powerful and they think they're God. And they feel like when they say something, they make waves because of their power, their influential power, and other things. You can get up there on national television and say that. I mean, if she didn't get it, she didn't get it. Okay, what's the tea? What's the tea? I just felt like that was weird too. Like, who are you? Who are you? And why didn't you have your little Grammy party with Diddy? So to me, it's all going to come together. It's all going to make sense. They do say Jay-Z is on the docket. What do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about that? First of all, prepare yourselves for it because it's about to get Jay-Z and Beyonce. People love Beyonce. I'm a fan of Beyonce, but a lot of things has been eye-opening as I get older and I realize things. That's a whole nother video. We'll talk about it. But a lot of things has been eye-opening. Like, we're going to do a whole nother video. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to make this video too much longer. I have a lot of things to say about that. But Jay-Z's not the only one going down either. They're going to all start telling on each other, really. You know, to take the heat off of them. It's going to be a lot of distractions, you guys. A lot of them, a lot of distractions. But stay woke. Stay woke. It's going to be a lot of distractions. Pay attention. But we're in the era now where Cat Williams started off this year, 2024, the year of exposure. We're about to be in the museum, okay? The expose is about to get really hot. Cat Williams started this year on fire. And a lot of people thought that Cat Williams didn't have it all. Maybe he didn't have all his marbles. Cat Williams, he was telling a lot of things. And I felt like he could have said more. He still probably held back a little bit. You know, he knows a lot. You have to notice that no one came after him. Nobody tried to sue him or anything. No one said anything. Nobody really combated Cat Williams. Nobody really went toe-to-toe with him. Nobody. To me, that speaks volumes. Speaks volumes. So yeah, I'll be doing more videos. And before I wrap this video up, let's go back to the BET Awards 2022 when they gave Diddy a Lifetime Achievement Award. Do you feel like BET saw it coming and they wanted to give him his flowers before he went down? Let me know in the comments. Because that was just 2 years ago. And then all of this came out. And then he was also giving a shout out to Cassie with your girlfriend, your supposed girlfriend, Careesha, in the audience. The disrespect. You didn't shout out Careesha, but you shouted out Cassie, which I found, and you abused Cassie. It's not alleged because it's on video. Like, you treated her like she was SHIT. And Cassie's just really coming out. Like, she's out and about, smiling. We haven't seen Cassie out and about. Like, we haven't even seen this girl. But now she's out because probably she feels that, you know, a weight is lifted off her shoulders and she doesn't feel threatened or have, you know, fear since he's locked away. Who knows? But Diddy has other people, you know, who works for him. So, but I feel like a lot of things are just going down, 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 down. Like, I don't know. This is too much for me. And I am a tea sipper. I love to sip me some tea. Okay. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's been so good talking with you guys, chatting with you guys. Let me know if you want to be a guest on here and we can talk about it together. Don't be shy. You can also follow me on Instagram at Gossip Tea. You can also message me on DM if you want to be a little bit more, you know, private. You can message me on Instagram, DM me on Gossip Tea page. Also, you can comment in the YouTube on here in the comments. Let me know how you feel with your thoughts about this commentary. And also, if you want to join a live and we could talk about it. We could sip this tea together. Okay, so just let me know. Please comment below. Please, please, please like, put the thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below and share this. Okay, we have a lot more coming up. I will be giving you guys a lot more exclusive tea. So we're back to sipping, serving, and spilling all kinds of tea. Okay, so we are back to the grind, and I'm so happy to be back. And I appreciate you guys for listening. But until next time, peace out.